Jesus became alive in my life for the first time, really alive. And I understood the Gospels a lot better because we shared Jesus with each other, we shared them in our groups, and we talked freely about Jesus, which we had never done before.
What we seek is to have a communion of lives and also of everyday life, so it becomes even easier to share, because we are more or less the same age, share the same problems, and live the same joys.
Each cell is a miniature community, but a community set to multiply.
Tesa alla moltiplicazione.
Many people feel lost in the great church or no longer have ties with the Christian community. That's when cells are a great way to bring people together at someone's home, to rediscover the faith or deepen one's understanding of it, whichever be the case, and then peacefully finding one's place within the church.
Discover the faith, or perhaps rediscover it, to the point of experiencing that faith is strengthened by giving it. This is the challenge that Parish Evangelizing cells want to answer. This is why I suggest group sessions to live a more personal relationship with Christ, because He is the one who changes us, teaching us to be His disciples, to become ardent evangelists. A cell is limited in number, usually consisting of 6 to 12 members. It is a community that is midway between the person and the church, or rather, between the small community of the family, the domestic church, and the large parish community.
A differenza di tutte le comunità che in fondo sono
Unlike all the other communities that are basically groups of God's people living the same lifestyle, with the same perspective, with the same prayer, the cells are destined to die.
Con la stessa preghiera, le cellule sono destinate a morire. Perché?
Because when the cell grows, it turns into two groups, and so there is no longer the same community of people as in the beginning. A new one is born. There are two new communities, and those two are destined to multiply and then become 4, and 4 become 8, and so on.
In a February 2009 meeting with the clergy of Rome, Benedict XVI said that we should create types of living rooms in our parishes, places where people can go to share the word, where you go to peacefully learn to grow together. And I find that this is the grace of parish cells. That is, of being of human scale, to offer family-like bonds and sharing that allow for growth, support, accompaniment. We accompany each other. We grow together. This is something missing in our church.
The process of evangelization proposed by parish cells prompts them to live the Christian mission in their own daily experience, in what members call oikos. This also responds to Jesus' invitation, and as you go, preach, saying that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. It is not about going out to preach, but to preach the gospel as you go, along the way, that is, of the path of everyday life. The parish evangelizing cells are not a movement or something in addition to other pastoral activities, but they are a strong experience of communion among the members of the parish. The missionary dynamic of the members of the cells is founded on this unity, constantly nourished by the Eucharist, which is celebrated and adored.
The pastor is the shepherd of the flock made up of the individual Christian who meets you, meets him, meets another person, and is led to the cells, and that becomes the pastor's flock.
E quello diventa il gregge della visione di parrocchia che aveva Giovanni Paolo II.
The vision of the parish John Paul II had and that he expressed in Christi Fideles Laici is that the parish is not so much a structure, it is not so much a territory, not so much an agglomeration. The parish is the place where Christians meet and celebrate the Eucharist. It is a lifestyle of parish life. Therefore, it is not limited and defined by geography, but rather lies in the fact that you, and you alone, are accepted by God, and here you find the drink you need. You are the parish.
Nel fatto che tu sei accettato di Dio e qui trovi la bevanda che ti va bene, tu sei parrocchia. All'inizio la cosa era molto discreta perché
in the beginning, it was very discreet because there were a few people. But I have always tried to let everything that happened to evangelize the faithful be known to all the faithful. I did not want it to be a small church within the church.
Non volevo che fosse una chiesuola nella chiesa. Dopo un anno, 2 anni di attività qui in parrocchia.
After 1 year, 2 years of activity here in the parish, one surprise after another, people far away who converted. I was living the direct experience of the apostles. Every day the Lord added hundreds of people to those who believed. That's how it was.
Aggiungeva quelli che credevano centinaia di persone. Era così, era così.
It's very important for us because we know that it's a part of evangelizing people and giving testimony how glorious, how good God is. And prayer is also crucial to our service, to our testimony. Without prayer, you can't do anything. You're not able to be a good evangelizer if you're not close to God, if you don't care about your intimacy with God.
We are not the actors of evangelization, we are the instruments of evangelization. We lend our mouth, our imagination, our mental capacity, our capacity for love, but the actor of evangelization is the Holy Spirit, who uses people as instruments because God always needs people.
Che si serve dell'uomo, perché Dio ha sempre bisogno dell'uomo.
This system has been recognized by the Pontifical Council for the Laity. The statutes of the International Organization of Service to Parish Cells were approved on April 2nd, 2009, and on May 29th, 2009 in Rome, the decree of recognition was given to Father Pigi.
Per me il riconoscimento pontificio è come una fermata. Mi fermo.
To me, the pontifical recognition is like a bus stop. I stop and the church, so to speak, welcomes the charisma, or the way and the method, how to evangelize. It is a moment of reflection for me and even of acceptance. That is, the church accepts this as a good road, just, viable, and also gives a new impetus to a movement or to an initiative to strengthen the road taken.
E dà anche un nuovo slancio a un movimento o a una iniziativa di intensificare questa strada intrapresa.
Questa approvazione da parte del Consiglio.
This approval by the Pontifical Council for the Laity helps us understand that this thing is not mine, and that it belongs to the Church, and that the Church makes it hers and proposes it. And this opens many roads, including bishops and also parish priests. And there is hope that this can bring these fruits.
Sperare che questo possa portare questi frutti. La Chiesa esiste.
The Church exists to evangelize. This phrase of Paul VI, and then taken up by Pope John Paul II, is so strong and clarifies everything. If the Church evangelizes, it is church. If it does not evangelize, it is not church.
È chiesa. Se non evangelizza, non è chiesa.
One day Jesus said the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Ask the Lord to send laborers into his harvest. Through the evangelizing cells, we can find new workers so the kingdom of God can be extended everywhere.
Che il regno di Dio si possa espandere in ogni dove.